Hello sewing friends and welcome back. I'm the Cat Sews and today I have a fabric haul for you all, which I'm very excited about. I've bought a lot of fabric this year. Even though I said I was going to sew my stash a little bit more, that hasn't happened so much. But I do have projects planned for each and every one of these fabric pieces, so that makes it okay, right? Yeah, so I am just going to be talking exclusively about the fabrics that I've purchased recently. I could do a much bigger, like, here's everything I've bought that's sewing related recently. That would be a huge video. And mostly I wanted to talk about the fabrics and the upcoming projects associated with them. I'm not actually planning on filming all of these projects because some of them I've already made that pattern or something very similar to it on my channel, so I feel like it would be a bit repetitive. I will still post on Instagram and I might do a bit of a wrap-up video for some of the garments that I've sewn, but I don't show the making of process on here. That being said, if you guys want to see me make something and I say that I'm not going to make it, just ask. There's really no issue. I think it would be repetitive, but if some people are going to find it valuable or they just want to see it, then I'm totally open to making it. So we're going to get into the fabrics. I wanted to give you a quick progress update on my wedding corset. So this is where we're at currently. I'm actually almost done with it. I've got everything pretty much sewn together, my boning's in here, so all I need, it's a tricky thing to balance, all I need to do now is put my bias binding on the top and then do some flossing. If you don't know what flossing is, it's kind of a decorative like embroidery stitch that goes at the top and bottom of each of the boning channels. It's mostly decorative. I feel like there is some purpose to it to like help keep the bones in place, but honestly boning channels, they're not going to move much anyway, so I'm not looking forward to trying to embroider this coutil because it has been such a hard fabric to work with. I will be bringing out a making video for my corset very soon. This has taken me a lot longer than I anticipated to make. So yeah, it definitely has not come about as quickly as I intended, but it will be on its way very soon. So this is where I'm up to with this. I'm so pleased with how this is coming out, and when I do my corset video I will talk about making the pattern and everything, like from start to finish. I am considering splitting it out into 2 videos, but we'll see how the editing process goes and how much explanation needs to go into each step. So there is your wedding sewing update. I will talk a little bit more about wedding sewing a bit later on, but for now, let's get into the fabrics. So, first one is this gorgeous watermelon cotton drill that I purchased at the start of the year. No, I haven't done anything with it yet, but I have plans. This I purchased from Spotlight. It is just the cutest watermelon print ever. I love it so much, and I think it's going to make a really beautiful summer dress. So I'm actually planning on making this into a Hughes dress. This is by the Friday Pattern Company. I will be filming the making process of this because I've not made one before, and it's a fairly popular pattern. I really love it. There's quite, if you can see, hopefully, there's quite a few different styles here. You can make it, well, not really. You can make it into a top with a peplum. You can make it into kind of a mid, like just above knee length dress, or like a longer maxi dress. I'm probably going to make this into a knee length dress. I don't know yet if I'm going to do sleeves. It will probably actually kind of depend on how it looks without sleeves, and I will try it on and see how I feel. But that's my plan for this fabric. It is so cute. I love it so much, and I'm very much looking forward to turning this into a dress that I will get to wear a lot. So this first one, I just said I will be filming this because I think it is a very popular pattern. It's something people are interested in, and I have not made one before, so we're gonna see how I go. Second lot of fabrics, which are actually, they're well, they're not the same fabric, but they're gonna be turned into the same pattern. These are two gorgeous rayons. I have this beautiful polka dot, kind of dull green. It's like it's a very, very leafy tone of green. It's not too bright, it's not too dark, it's just, this is a great green. I think that's what I have to say about that. And also this more irregularly polka dotted navy fabric as well. They're both rayons. This one's a bit thicker, interestingly enough. I always find that with some fabrics they can be the same, but depending on the dye, I find sometimes things can get a bit of a different finish. It's like the difference between blue jeans and black jeans. I swear, even if you buy them from the same place and they're the same cut, they fit differently. Black jeans are always less stretchy than blue jeans, and I don't understand. That's not the point here, but anyway. Yes, so I bought these two beautiful rayons because I want to make some work shirts. So I'm going to be pulling out the B5526 Butterick pattern again. This one I made recently. I tried to make a cropped button-down blouse on my channel. I ended up cutting it way too short, but honestly it still gets a lot of wear, which is good. That's the point. So I'm going to make full length sizes, probably long sleeves if I can make them out of the fabric that I currently have. I do think I got about 1.5 meters of each one. I know that you're supposed to be able to make a top out of 1 meter, but my brain just tells me that that's not right. Even 1.5 meters, and I'm like, I just don't know. So I'm going to make 2 long sleeve button down shirts with this pattern. This is one that I'm not planning on filming because like I said, I've very recently made a top out of this pattern. That being said, these are going to end up quite different. So if you'd like to see it, just let me know. Otherwise I might do a bit of a wrap up show off when they're done a little way down the track. I am super excited about these because I like a good button down work shirt, but it's hard to find stuff in the styles that I like, in fabrics that I like, and I think these patterns really appeal to me. The colours are really great, and yeah, I think I'm going to be very, very happy with these as work shirts. Okay, let's talk about something that will actually be coming up very soon. So I recently bought this gorgeous green velvet. I hope this is a bottle green. It's very dark. I hope that you can see properly. I might have to take some videos of fabric for you guys because the sun is not out today, so my lighting situation is precarious at best, and I don't think it's great to show off these amazing fabrics. This is a micro velvet fabric. I can't for the life of me remember where I got it. No, like I know where I got it. I can't remember what they're called, and I couldn't tell you. So I'm gonna put it down below where I got this. It's an Australian online store as well. Like Homecraft Textiles or something like that. That's wrong, I know it is, but yeah, I bought this beautiful green, bottle green velvet fabric. I wanted a velvet that looked sturdy because I feel like half the time velvets are really like flimsy, and I didn't want that. And I didn't want it to be stretchy because finding non-stretch velvets, at least for me with the resources and the stores I tend to shop at, it was not easy. So I did manage to find it, but just by Googling, but most of my go-to stores did not have a non-stretch velvet available. It was all stretch, and it was all that really like thin, and then you cut it and it like springs away and the edges all roll under each other. So we're not working with one of those. We're working with this gorgeous fabric. If it's not showing up, I will take proper videos of it. It is nice and thick. It feels really, really good. So I'm actually going to turn this into a long sleeve circle skirted dress for my friend's wedding. This is for me to wear to her wedding. Just to be clear, I do not do commissions. I wanted a beautiful green velvet dress. This is an excellent opportunity to make one. So I am taking the Charm Patterns, it's a Gretchen Hirsch's company, the Night and Day dress. I need to figure out what the pattern names are called, so, because everything's a bit like higgly. Higgly is such a weird word. So this basically, the way this works is you've got a couple of different neckline options, you've got a couple of different sleeve options, and a couple of different skirt options. So the idea with this pattern is that you can just mix and match and make, 72 different dresses if you want. Or like, you know, different like cropped shirts and stuff, or separate skirts, you know, it wouldn't be that hard to adapt into separates. As you can see, if you can, I'm so sorry, I know the lighting is terrible. These are all your pattern options. So I'm planning on taking the round neckline bodice with, it's a darted bodice, the long bishop sleeves with binding, and I'm going to take the flared skirt, but I'm going to make it into kind of a half circle skirt because I'm actually going to cut the front piece on a fold. This has it cut separately, so there's a seam line down the center. And it's this weird thing, I really do not like skirts with front seam lines. I don't know what it is, I just don't. So I'm gonna just cut that on the fold and kind of remove the seam allowance. I'll explain it in the video when I make it, if you want to see that. So I am going to change that up a bit and kind of turn it into a half circle skirt. But that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make something with the beautiful full bishop sleeves, a nice like rounded high-ish neckline, and then a full skirt. I'm so excited about it. This wedding is coming up in just over a month. I think it's probably about 6 weeks away. So it's just enough time to make a dress. No, it's plenty of time. I do need to finish off my corset and get cracking with this though, because I also have another dress that I need to make for my friend's occasions. I've also been invited to her bridal shower / bachelorette party, and the bridal shower, the request is to wear white. I don't have anything white, and I thought, why not make a dress? So I'm going to make another lace overlay dress, and I'm going to make it using basically the same pattern I did. So this is again out of Gertie's Ultimate Dress Book. I am pretty much going to make the pink lace party dress. I'm going to remove the ribbon and I'm going to add straps. That's going to be what it is. So it's a lace overlay dress. That's what I'm going to make. I tend to prefer this with the Sweetheart bodice. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I got a white net with like lace overlay on it. We're gonna talk about this in a second. And I got this pure like white cotton. This cotton is a bit sheer and I am a bit worried about it, but I'm gonna work with 2 layers and then see how I go, because I learnt my lesson from the previous lace overlay dress I did, where I did 3 layers, 2 of which were really thick cotton sateen, and it's ended up a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna have to actually remove the lining layer and finish off the seams individually, which is gonna be so much more work. Anyway, so I got this as a base layer. It's just white cotton. There's nothing fancy to it. And I purchased that from the Remnant Warehouse, as I did this. Now, can we talk about this for a second? Because I bought it online and then I thought the pattern was going to be much smaller than it's turned out to be. But I don't know if I hate it or not. It's terrible, but I can't figure out if I like this or if I really hate it. And that's shocking. So I'm gonna show you guys this. So this is the print. We're just gonna do this. Hopefully you can see. What do you think? Does it look too much like curtains? Because I can't figure it out. And then I also can't figure out if it's like, if it looks like this, is it gonna look cute on me or is it gonna look like curtains on me? I don't know. And it's very stressful because it could look great and it could be a disaster. I don't know yet. I kind of struggle with like imagining things as clothing. So I just have no idea. This may be really stinking cute, or it could look like I should be in a Victorian mansion somewhere covering the window. I don't know. So let me know what your thoughts are on the net lace situation. Is it cute or is it curtains? Please vote. Yeah, so this I actually need in about a month's time. So I've actually got 2 dresses to make in the next 6 weeks, which is an okay amount of time, but it's not a ton of time. So I do need to like get a move on with them. That being said, I'm pretty confident about it. I'm pretty happy. I'm indecisive about the like overlay situation, and I don't know what to do. I do want to make a lace overlay dress. It's just, do I buy more lace? Because this was already, like, it wasn't expensive, but I've already bought 4 meters of something that I don't know if I now want to use or not. And I don't want to make something that I'm not going to wear again, you know? That's, I think, the tricky thing is I want to make something that's going to have a rewear life. So I have no idea how to embrace this situation, but we're going to see how we go. Another lace thing that I bought, this is just for a fun me project. Do you guys know like lace, like dresses, like see-through lace, like festival dresses and stuff? I kind of want to make one for me. And I'm fighting this insecurity in my brain where it's like, if you put lace over your body with like nothing underneath it, it does create that illusion like of smoother lines and stuff. And like you can't see your body in great detail, but it's like that hint of, you know, bare flesh. This has become very, very strange. So basically the point is, I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable in this or not, but I figure even if I'm not, I can just wear like a slip underneath it and that'll solve that problem. But yes, I basically want to take the exact same night and day dress pattern that I was talking about earlier with bishop sleeves and the flared skirt, and I want to make it out of this navy blue lace. Hopefully you can see this. It's made in little spiral flower patterns. I think it's really beautiful. I love the colour, and I think it's gonna make a really nice dress. So yeah, I want to make one of those like see-through lace dresses. Yeah, which is actually going to be like, I'm fully aware that if I do, it's going to be a bit of work because it's going to be French seams the whole way. But yeah, I think it'll be really nice. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. This is going to be put on hold for a little while because obviously I have some work shirts to make, which shouldn't take too long, but like, you know, sewing can sometimes just take forever and you don't anticipate it. And I've got 2 dresses to make in the next 6 weeks. So this is going to be put on hold for a little while, but I'm very excited to eventually make it. I think it'll be really, really nice when it's done. Finally, we're almost done. Let me talk to you about this that's been sitting here the entire time. You might have been wondering what this was. This is almost 60 meters of organza. So it's for my wedding dress. It's actually going to make up the underskirts of my wedding dress. So this is not going to be the top layer. This is going to be like the underskirt, like floofy petticoatness of my dress. So I bought, this is from the Remnant Warehouse, as has, God, I didn't even tell you, the white cotton, the white lace, and the navy blue lace are all from the Remnant Warehouse, which is an online retailer in Australia as well, as is this. So this is crystal organza. It's a very, I think, lightweight, but I have no idea because I've not worked with organzas before. It's really beautifully shiny. It does look quite crystal-esque. Crystal-esque? Yeah, crystal-esque. It is beautiful. Underneath this, you can just see poking out of the top here is some glass organza. I have about 20 meters of crystal organza on the top here, so I'm not going to unravel it all to show you the glass organza underneath. It is the same color, it just has a different sheen to it. So I think this might have been frozen white and the glass organza was just white, maybe. I am going to link everything down below, like the specific things that I purchased, if they're still available, which they should be, because they're all pretty recent purchases except for the watermelon fabric. So I will link it if I can find it. So yes, this I will take photos of because this has a beautiful reflection in the light, and I think it'll make such a lovely like underskirt. I think it'll, like, you know, have that shiny like peak, you know, that creates like I don't know. So yeah, these close to almost 60 meters of fabric are going to make up my wedding skirts. I still need to figure out what I'm going to make my actual, like, the final layers out of. I'm not too sure yet. If you have suggestions, put them down below. It might be, I don't know, I'm so torn, like maybe a silk or something, but silk can be really expensive. But also if it's the top layers, I'm still gonna need about 20 meters of silk for the skirts mostly, but that's not a ton, so I can spend a little bit more money on it. Yeah, so I wasn't intending to buy this skirt fabric for a little while, but when I saw that the Remnant Warehouse was having 25% off, I figured actually this is a really good time to buy skirt fabric, because instead of spending, what, like $500, I'll spend $400 and then almost make it up again in shipping. No, not even close. So yeah, this was a hefty chunk of money because it is about 60 meters, and even though it was like $5 or $6 a meter, that adds up evidently. But I am super pleased with it. I think it looks great. This is fairly like hefty, but I'm fully aware that there's a big old like cardboard tube in the center here, and even then it probably weigh like a couple of kilos, so I don't know. We're gonna see. I hope it's not too heavy. I hope it doesn't get weighed down. I will not be making my skirts for a little while, probably later this year. I do want to get some other projects out of the way first, and just very conscious of any weight gain or weight loss. I don't want to add stress to the last couple of months before my wedding, or like the last few weeks before my wedding, by needing to dramatically alter something. If you have any suggestions, if you've made your own wedding dress too, and you have some suggestions for like how to tackle a changing body in the process, let me know. So there's still about 11 months before my wedding. These will take a back burner for quite a few months. I will probably look at making them at very late next year. Sorry, not next year, very late this year, probably around November. I will start looking at making the final aspects of my wedding dress. Just to quickly mention, I actually have been purchasing some patterns for my wedding dress. I still don't have a super crisp idea of what it's going to look like in my head. I know that I want big skirts, and I think I found a top that I really like the look of. So that's kind of where we're going, but we'll see how it all meshes together at the end. So in terms of skirts, now I know that skirts are really quite easy to do, right? Particularly when you're talking gathered skirts, but my brain doesn't like drafting patterns. I find it very confusing, so I'm going with pre-made patterns to help make this process easier. You can totally draft your own, you can get someone else to make it for you, you know, you can buy pre-made patterns, however works best for you, and this is what I'm doing. So I actually purchased the Vogue, this is a Vogue Vintage Model. It's apparently an original 1957 design, and this is the V2962 pattern. I bought this off Etsy, but I think that they might still make it. I'll link it below. I'll write the details for all of these out anyway, and I'll link them below if I can find them. So I'm pretty much going to use just the skirt pattern for my underskirts, because it's gathered, so I figure that it'll give me a good amount of volume right from the start. I will be adding some flounces to the bottom to really push the skirt out, or at least that's my idea. I might go with frills. It really depends on what is easier to do, I think, or what I can like reasonably do with my space and skills. So this actually has two skirt options, and I'm probably going to make both. I am pretty sure I've spoken about this before, but with my wedding dress, I'm planning on making two separate skirts. I know, why not make it harder for myself? I'm planning on having the big, you know, uber, like down to the floor skirt for my photos and the ceremony and the first dance. But then after that, I wanted a shorter skirt for dancing for the rest of the evening, basically. And this is a really common thing, you know, people have dresses that they change into that are entirely different. People have trains that they can pin up, all sorts of things. So this is pretty common. Doesn't mean that anyone needs to do it, but It's definitely something that I am aware of because I love to dance, and so I don't want to be like having to swoosh these big skirts around all night. So yes, this pattern has two skirt heights. One's kind of just below the knee and one is more floor length. I'm planning on making both of them, and the just below the knee one will act as an additional petticoat for the floor length one to help fully give it increased volume. That's the plan. We'll see how we go. So in terms of bodices, I've actually found two patterns that I like. So I didn't even notice this, but they're from the same designer. They're both by, I think it's Leanne Marshall. I can't read the cursive lettering properly. Yeah, I can't really find any other information. I'm sure it's in there. But I think it's Leanne Marshall, who apparently makes wedding dress patterns. I don't know. These are two different patterns, but they have very similar bodice types. I can't quite tell what's happening in them though, because the drawings are not actually like detailed enough. They both look like they have princess seams, and they're both like low cut V's, which is what I want. I'm more inclined to go with this one, but I saw both of them and I figured, well, look, they're two separate patterns. They're both kind of what I want, so maybe we'll do mock-ups and we'll see which one works best. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for the top, with like much fuller skirts and very like simple straps, nothing on the shoulder. That's the plan. We'll see how we go. But this is long in the future. I just wanted to mention it because I had them. I'm surrounded by fabric. So yes, that's what I've purchased recently. These are the upcoming projects that I have on my mind. If you guys have anything specific that you want to see, please let me know. So I'm planning on making a video about the Hughes dress and the two night and day dresses. So the velvet one and the sheer lace one, because I figured the sheer lace one constructionally is a bit more challenging just with the French seams and everything. So I figure it might be a bit of a different video, but I'm still not convinced about that. I'm not planning on making videos about the tops that I plan to make or the lace overlay dress, because I've already made that pattern on this channel before, and the lace overlay is very similar to what I've very recently made, and in fact half the pattern is identical. So I'm planning on doing a wrap-up video for those patterns that I'm not planning on filming exclusive makings of. However, if you would like to see exclusive makings of, just let me know, because I am happy to do it. I just don't want to be putting repetitive videos out there that people aren't so interested in. That's what's on my mind with this. I would definitely be making a video about the making of my wedding dress. The corset will be coming at you very soon. I know that I'm way ahead, like there's 11 months to go. I'm not even planning on getting started with the rest of the dress for like 6 or 7 more months. But the corset, I figured it needs to be broken in a little bit because it is made out of couture, and couture's very, very stiff, but like molds to your body shape, particularly when you wear it. Because like the warmth helps to like soften the glue and set it in place. Anyway, it's a whole thing. And also I figured a corset is actually one of the slightly more adjustable things, because you already make it with the lacing gap in mind. So if you gain or lose weight, it's much more adjustable without needing to do anything to it than skirts are, or a very close fitting bodice. So that all being said, that concludes this fabric haul. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is probably a really long video with me just rambling on about different fabrics. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see anything. All the information will be down in the description. And please let me know about this lace curtain nonsense, because I cannot figure it out. But thank you guys so much for joining me here on this channel again. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more. And don't forget to tell me about your own projects, because I would love to hear about them / get inspiration from you. So yes, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Wedding sewing coming very, very soon. Maybe at some point, because it does take a while to edit. Anyway. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy sewing, everyone. Bye.